Hey friends, it's EK from EK Goldman Designs, and I am coming in today with a 5 fast cards using the True Blue Cardmaking Kit from White Rose Crafts. And the first thing I'm going to do is take this 12 by 12 topper sheet and turn it into individual toppers because, frankly, can't use it in the 12 by 12 form. If you're not familiar with my series, this is where I make 5 fast cards using a kit and only, really, yes, I have card frames, I have some ink, I have adhesive, but really I'm just using the supplies that are in the kit to create simple and quick cards you can make, showing off how well you can use the kit. For the card number 1, I took 2 pieces of printed paper, trimmed them up, and added them to a card frame, and then took one of the card toppers and some of the photo frame corners and added the topper to the corners so it looked like it was being held in there by the little corners. I also added a few of these really beautiful blue adhesive dots. Now, if you're not familiar with the True Blue Cardmaking Kit, it has been cultivated and inspired by Pantone's color of the year, I think it's classic blue. So everything in the kit revolves around the shades and tones of True Blue. And you actually have a fun collection that can make simple monotone colored cards. Like my second card, where I take out some of the petalic cardstock that's been trimmed up, and a trimmed piece of printed paper and a card topper, and the scrapberry pigment ink that's included in the kit. I inked everything up, and then adhered everything down to the card frame. And I really love that pop of blue showing up in the metallic cardstock. It just gives a really nice, ghosting effect around the edges. Then I adhered everything down, and I took one of these stunning, gorgeous, I love these butterflies. It's one big sticker, but it looks like individual rhinestones. Yep, that's card 2. Super quick, super easy, super fun card that I think anybody would really enjoy to receive. For my third card, I decided to do a little stamping with the included stamp set. This is a really fun stamp set, and the only place I think you can get it right now is in the True Blue card kit. It is exclusive to White Rose Crafts right now, and I think the only place you can pick it up is in this kit. But it's a series of balloon alphabet stamps from Little Acres. And I just took the entire alphabet and stamped around the edges of the card frame using the blue pigment ink from Scrapberry. And yeah, it's just super fun. There's no rhyme or reason except for I'm just trying to fit everything in around the card. And yes, I get all 26 letters. No, you can't see them all perfectly because, yes, I stamped off the page. I forgot to clean my my mat after doing this and definitely ran my fingers over it and ended up with blue fingers for the rest of the day. And we all know pigment ink does not come off as well as a water-soluble ink does or a dye-based ink. So yeah, blue fingers. It was fun. But I do love stamping with pigment ink because it is a nice, crisp, clean image, and if I were a good stamper, which I'm not, you'd have really great images. But yep, all 26 letters made it on, and then I took a piece of the printed paper and adhered it in the center, or as close to the center as I badly could adhere it, but I adhered it on. Now I've got a card topper and added it to the top. I added just a few of those self-adhesive gems to the card, and there you go. That's card 3. Super fun. Definitely a card I think you could give to a kid or an adult, and it's kind of playful and fun just with those alphabet stamps in the background. For card 4, I took a piece of trimmed printed paper and adhered it to the card frame, and then the card topper. And I love the sentiment on this card topper. I did add some inking to this card topper and liked just how it's got a nice solid blue effect. I pulled out a couple of the buttons included in the kit and adhered them down using some glossy accents just because I think it's the adhesive I had nearby. There's no rhyme or reason to what liquid adhesive I used, it's just one I have. But there you go, that is the next card. Super simple, but yet a cool card. I love how easy this kit is. It just really designs itself. For card 5, I pulled out another piece of the metallic cardstock, this one in ivory. It's got a really great sheen to it, and then added it to the card frame and added a piece of trimmed printed paper over it. I took out some of the ribbon from the card kit and adhered it to the card frame and trimmed it up so it wasn't hanging off the card. And I like the pop of beige. The ribbon has got all kinds of colors in it, but I used the beige one because I needed to break up the blue a little bit. And added the card topper on top. Now I used double-sided adhesive as opposed to my runner, just because with the ribbon and adhering to the ribbon, I think I needed something a little bit stronger. Once again, using my glossy accents, I added a couple of buttons, and you'll notice I started with them all touching and then decided in the end to separate them because a little bit of space between them really, I think, added more of a punch. Again, a super easy card, but really kind of a fun one, I think. Finally, today I have a bonus card for you using one of the included card frames and coordinating envelopes. I pulled out the photo frame. They're these cards. They're chipboard photo frames, and they're kind of cool. Not your classic thing you would use with card making, but I think it added a really nice frame around my focal image here. I took some of the stamps and added the word mom simply to the center of my card, with the intention of it being like a Mother's Day card or something fun that you could give a mother. I grabbed one of my black crafting pins and added ribbons to the balloons so that way they looked like they were floating from the frame, basically. Again, I used some double-sided adhesive here just to really hold down that heavy chipboard onto my card frame. And definitely adhered it off center so it would be kind of fun. To punch up the card a little bit, I took out a bunch of the buttons and added them all over the frame. I wanted the buttons to look like they were also little balloons within the card frame. So I adhered everything down, trying to space out the different colors in different ways. I think I, in the end, kind of got it pretty close to a nicely spaced out assortment of colors. I definitely should have had another darker blue, though, looking at it right here. I also took out the photo frame corners and trimmed off the excess and just adhered them down to the corners so it looked like it just was a part of the card, as if they're holding the card itself in. This will look like a lot of weight on the card frame, but it doesn't. Like, it opens up and it isn't funky. It actually works quite nicely. Using my pen, I added more balloon strings, and I actually added a little tab to each of the buttons to make it look a little bit more like each of the buttons had the blow-up part of the balloon hanging off. The mom, I think, needed just a little bit of something, so I hand-doodled in a couple of designs into the word, and there you go. There's your bonus card today. I hope you enjoyed watching my 5 fast cards plus a bonus card. Let me know in the comments below which of the cards is your favorite. And until then, happy crafting!